Hello and welcome to our today's webinar with the topic Innovative Features and Unlimited Applications. My name is Tobias Waldmann and I am a culinary manager here at PagoChat. For today we prepared a 3-course menu and we will start directly with the first course, the appetizer, and for the appetizer we will make a deer tartare with a mustard ice cream and a bread chip. For the deer tartare, we will use, of course, the packetizing beaker, a deer fillet, cut it into cubes, and for this we will use our CubeSat knife with the knife tongue. It's very important to use the knife tongue for yourself because the knife is very sharp. Just attach it with the spray guard with a little twist to the right. Put the packetizing beaker into the protective outer beaker. Attach the beaker until you hear the click. So now settings. Here you can see our touch display with the 3 main functions: packetizing, cutting, and whipping, and the cleaning modus. So now we will use the cutting modus only with 1 repetition and without overpressure, with normal pressure. So to marinate the tartare, we have here a hazelnut oil, olive oil, some blanched shallots with a bit of vinegar, majoran, and a bit of salt and pepper. So. Why without overpressure in the cutting mode? Because we don't need, or if we use overpressure, you will have afterwards a softer texture of the tartare, and that's why we use not the overpressure. So it's finished. You can remove the beaker. Please take care when you remove the CubeSat knife. So now I can show you the result. Here you have the deer fillet cut it perfectly for a tartare. Meanwhile, we will marinate the deer tartare. We will packetize a bread chip or the bread chip mass. For the bread chip mass, we used old bread, so you will often have leftovers from the day before. So you can use or cut it into cubes, add some dark beer, milk, and water. So that's all for the chip. Put into the protective outer beaker. Attach the spray guard with the packetizing plate. So now we choose the packetizing mode. Here we have some options. The first option we can choose between 1 and 10 portions or the whole beaker. Now we will do 4 portions. Then you have the option of the repetitions, 1 to 10 repetitions. Now we'll choose 3 repetitions, overpressure or normal pressure, or the jet mode. And jet mode means to packetize in 90 seconds. But take care, it's not for every recipe. It's only for recipes which contains fat, sugar, or sugar. So, sorry, again, 3 repetitions and start. So now we will marinate the tartar. Need only 2 scoops. Put the rest of the tartar back into the fridge. So now we put in some blanch shallots, majoran, some olive oil, hazelnut oil, some salt, and pepper. So now put it to the side. So for the bread chip, we'll use a silicone baking paper, a spatula, a sauteuse to heat up the bread chip mass, to lose some fluid and to thicken it a bit. So just one repetition left. So we have a question. Sorry?
Whether the bread is frozen.
The bread is frozen. Yeah, the bread is frozen, yeah. It's completely frozen. So put this to the side. Now you can see the texture. Very smooth. You can see here. It's very fine texture. So now we'll take the mass and put it into this pot. Heat this up. So it's always very important to smooth the surface of the mass before you put it back into the freezer. So and also for the appetizer, we prepared the mustard ice cream. Mustard ice cream, we have a base out of milk, some sugar, not too much, and egg yolk. We heat it up until it thickens, and we added afterwards some white wine vinegar and 3 types of mustard. So we attach again the spray guard and the packetizing plate and the ice cream. So so now we also will packetize only 5 portions with 2 repetitions and with overpressure. So after we heat it up, we will spread it on the baking paper to a very thin layer. So now you can see the texture. It's very soft, creamy. So and then we will put it into the oven at 145 degrees for 30 minutes. And then I will give this to my colleague. And then you will receive crispy chips, as you can see here. Very crispy chips. You can portion it into the size you need it. So we need a plate. So we can arrange the tartar on the plate. But we'll try it before. Perfect. Putting it into the ring. So now we need the ice cream, and it's finished. Perfect timing. So put this to the side. Change my glove. Now you can see here that we packetized only the half, and here it's completely frozen down there. And here you have the creamy ice cream in a perfect texture. So we take a spoon to portion it. It's a bit too cold. So like this. And again, very important to smooth the surface before you put it back into the freezer. And also important to clean the upper part of the beaker, that the lid cannot freeze together with the beaker. So now we'll add the chips, the bread chips with the dark beer. So we have a perfect crunch to the tartar, some Avila grass, so now you can see how fast we prepared a starter. The deer tartar with the mustard ice cream and the bread chips with the dark beer. So now we'll go forward with the main course. For the main course, we have a poached cod with a herb crust, with parsnip chocolate puree, beurre blanc, and parsley oil. So we will start now to packetize the puree. For the puree, we cut the parsnip into cubes and made a normal puree base. We sauteed a bit the parsnip and shallots, used white wine, some cream and broth. And afterwards, we added some white chocolate. The white chocolate or white chocolate, it's for the texture. And afterwards, it's also a bit shiny. So it's very perfect, or fits very perfect together with the parsnip. So we made also not the whole beaker, so we will take here now 4 portions, 2 repetitions, so we can use it fast afterward because it's a bit warmer without overpressure, and we press start. So for the herb crust, we will prepare now the herb crust together. We use cut toast into cubes. Then we need all the herbs. And some soft butter. Mix all together. Some rosemary. A lemon thyme. My one. Parsley. Some capers. And mustard. So just mix it a bit. And afterwards fill it into the packetizing beaker. So also important to fill the beaker only to the mark, not over the mark. It's also very important. Please take care of it. So clean the beaker, add the lid, and don't forget to label. And put it in the freezer. Now I prepared also to show you the packetized herb crust. And so you can see it's also the half of the beaker packetized. And here it's completely frozen. You can see the herbs. And here we have the perfect packetized green herb crust. So I can show you the puree. And again, we have a perfect smooth texture here. And here, the upper part of the beaker is completely frozen. You can see also the parsnip cubes here. So I will put it into a pan to heat it. So that's all what we need. So and now I will show you when you packetize the herb crust. You can portion it like you want. I put it also on a silicone baking paper and spread it very flat on it and cut it into the size I need it for the fish, the same size like the fish. So I will show you here. Perfectly green herb crust. So, and also for this dish, we prepared beurre blanc and added to the fish stock or broth some lime leaves for a very fresh taste. So now my colleague can give me the poached cod. So that I have not to go out of your screen. I will, thank you, it's a bit hard. So normally you can gratinate it now in the oven or like I will do now with the burner here. Put it on the fish. So I will gratinate it now like this way and this way. And we also prepared the parsley oil with the pacochet. It's also a pacochet recipe. You can see here the perfect green color. For this recipe, we blanched some fresh parsley and put it in the beaker with some oil and salt. That's all. So now you can go forward. I can show you now the puree. So here you can see how creamy it is and also a bit shiny here. So now we'll arrange it on the plate. Heat the beurre blanc. Just a spoon of the puree in the middle of the plate. And on top, the poached cod with the granulated herb crust. Perfect. So now we'll mix the sauce. That we have a bit of beurre blanc foam. So, thank you. And put the sauce now around the fish on the plate. A bit of the parsley oil. And some dill and shell. Perfect. Clean the plate. And now you can see this dish. The poached cod with the herb crust, with the parsnip, white chocolate puree, the parsley oil, and the beurre blanc. Yeah, we have a question to it.
Yes, two questions. First one, if you freeze the parsley oil or just use the cube set knife?
We freeze the parsley oil and packetize it afterwards. And yeah, exactly.
And the other question, could you mention something about how much harder it would be to do these things without the pacotet?
Yeah, it depends. It depends. But so you can also conserve all the products, and you can prepare very well or plan all the menu very well. And you can also packetize only the portions you are needed. So you have not to do, for example, if you use another blender for a puree, you have to use a minimum of a half of a kilo for the puree to can mix it very well. So in a package you have not the same. You can also mix here 3 or 4 portions for it. So yeah, it depends on the recipe. Yeah. So. Now we'll go forward as the dessert. For the dessert we have tartlet, and for the tartlet we have nougat ganache, the buckthorn ice cream or sorbet, and caramelized hazelnuts from Piedmont, and it's a salty caramel. Yeah. So, and we'll start now to packetize the nougat ganache. For nougat ganache, we used also the hazelnuts from the Piedmont, some milk chocolate, cream, milk, and sugar. So here you can see that we used the whole hazelnuts, and afterwards I will show you the perfect ganache. Here we attach again the packetizing blade with the spray guard. Also very important, I will show you here. Please look that every time the preliminary scraper is attached to the spray guard. It's very important. Otherwise, the packetizing mass can go up with the shaft into the inner part of the packet jet. So now, because we used the whole hazelnuts, we will packetize the whole beaker that we have the better result. Whole beaker one time with overpressure for the ganache and start. So afterwards we will cut the caramelized hazelnuts also with the packet jet. For this we will use again the coupe set knife, because when you normally chop or chopping the hazelnuts or nuts on a normal cutting board, the nuts often fall off the board. So just take the nuts, put it into the beaker and chop it with the packet jet. For the sea buckthorn ice cream, we not only used the juice of the sea buckthorn, also we used orange juice, fresh orange fillets, and some sugar. That's all what we need for the sorbet. So. And also it's very important at the end of the day, or sometimes also between, it depends what you packetize, to clean the packet jet. And for this we developed also the packet jet cleaning tabs. So I will show you on the other camera, I think it's better. Here you can see it's a box, and in the box there are 60 cleaning tabs. So ganache is now ready to use. So we attach directly the coupe set. With the knife tongue, with a little twist to the right. Use the cutting motors again, just one repetition without overpressure, and start. Now you can see we used the whole hazelnuts, and now we have a perfect and creamy hazelnut ganache made out of hazelnuts from the Piedmont. The ganache we will fill now into the tart lid. So flatten the surface. So like this. Also at the beaker. Clean it. And this we put back into the fridge. And here you can see now the chopped caramelized hazelnuts. So the sea buckthorn ice cream, packetized half an hour before we started the webinar. And now I will check the texture. For me, it's a bit too hard to portion it perfectly. And for this case, we can also use the chat modus. And normally, if you choose the chat modus, not the cleaning modus, the chat modus, you have in 90 seconds 2 repetitions, but you can also choose just 1 repetition, and then it will go faster. But if you use the normal packetizing mode, it needs 4 minutes, and in this case, it's too long. Afterwards, it will be too soft, and so I use now the chat modus. I will show you. I press the chat modus, and now here are 2. You can't see it, but here are 2 repetitions. I will choose now 1 repetition, and with overpressure, and we'll start. So here you can also see perfectly the touch this cream will work also with glass or dirty fingers. So now we'll put a bit of the chopped hazelnuts on the tartlet as a base and for the ice cream, and also for the crunch afterwards. So now you have seen it goes very fast. And you have the perfect texture. Yeah, you can see it very creamy, smooth, perfectly. So place the ice cream on the tartlet. Put the ice cream back into the freezer. Decorate it a little bit. So now, and here we have a very fast and a very delicious dessert. So now here we have the tartlet with the nougat ganache made out of the hazelnuts of the Piedmont, with the caramelized hazelnuts and the sea buckthorn sorbet. So, and now I will show you I will show you the cleaning modus. So we go out of the menu, you have the cleaning modus, and you have the well description how to clean the PacketJet. Here you can see if you have, so can I have please a spray guard to remove. Thank you. It's very important to remove here this preliminary scraper, like here, and then afterwards attach, clean the knife holder. After you have done this, press OK, and here also the advices: take warm water between 40 and 58 degrees. Add a cleaning tab, or if you don't use a cleaning tab from PacketJet, please take care and use a not foaming and disinfection detergent. So attach the spray guard without the preliminary scraper and with the packetizing plate and the water with the tab. Press start. Here you can see it, attach the tool, and afterwards do the same procedure with fresh water. After you've finished the cleaning mode, you please attach again the preliminary scraper. So now we are at the end. You have a question?
Yes, we have two questions. One is, how much will it affect the quality of the product if what we packetize is not -24, but for example -12 degree?
It's too less because it's too soft. The mass is too soft. You have not the same packetizing result, because packetizing means if you packetize, or packetizing means afterwards you have a microfine texture, and if the recipe is too soft into the beaker, you will not get the same result.
Thank you. And the other question is, what is the minimum requirement to have for using a PacketJet?
The minimum requirement per day or per
Freezer, beaker?
yeah, for sure you need a freezer. A small place for the PacketJet needs not this much space, and some beakers, and so you can start to packetize. So thank you for your attention, and thank you that you're joining us today at our webinar. Hopefully we will see us at the next webinar, and I wish you a very nice day. Bye.